so in 2016, you signed an agreement with Virgin. How
Mhm.
did you manage to get that?
Well, that's a heck of a story. So we were going through YC, and they told us kind of a few weeks into the program that you better show up on demo day with sales or your goose is cooked. And so I thought, well, crap, I've got 8 weeks, and my sales pipeline is like Delta, Lufthansa, United. Like I'll be lucky to close any of these guys in 8 years,
Right.
let alone in 8 weeks. And so we thought, well, there are really only two things that could work. We could go after a startup, maybe someone who was doing or had done all business class subsonic, since our airplane's all business class supersonic, or we could go after Virgin, because Richard is known to have, he tried to buy Concords when they were retired. He's known to have an interest in high speed flight, and he's just crazy enough that maybe he would do something. And so we went after both of those paths in parallel. Up until literally the day before demo day, all we had was an LOI from a startup airline. And I remember doing the practice pitch with Michael Siebel, and he was like, Blake, you sound like you're completely full of shit. Do you have anything that's real? Like this airplane doesn't sound real. Your LOI is from like a startup. That's not real. Like, show me something that makes me think you're anything other than just hot air here. Lesson we learned from that is to be really concrete in the pitch. Like the final demo day pitch was, here's the engine. Here's the hangar that we're going to build the airplane in. Here's the leading edge of the wing. And just make it super, super concrete and tangible, because it does sound like, today we have an airplane in the hangar, but back then it was like little bits and pieces and a lot of computer renderings, and people didn't believe it. But the Virgin story. So we had started dating Virgin actually a little bit before YC, and some of my team knew some of their team, so we could walk into Virgin Galactic and say, hey, instead of saying, hey, who the hell are you? Do you think you build supersonic jets? They'd be like, hey, Joe, good to see you. How you been? So we walked in with a little bit of credibility. They were looking for how could they sort of extract the most value from Boom in exchange for supporting us with Richard. And so we realized we needed another path to Richard. And this was February of 2016. One of our advisors was the astronaut Mark Kelly, who was personal friends with Richard Branson. And in that month, Virgin Galactic was rolling out their new spaceship. And so what we found was we could write emails from Mark Kelly to Richard Branson, and he would send them. Sort of classic, intro ghostwriting kind of technique. And what we basically got a note into Richard that said, "Hey, the Boom guys are going to be in Mojave for the spaceship rollout. You should really meet with them while you're there." And then we emailed our friends at Virgin Galactic, and we're like, "Hey, we're going to see Richard. Can we come to the rollout event?" And so we ended up crashing the rollout. I never actually got my name on the invite list, but we got our 15 minutes with Richard Branson, and we, he looked at this, and we had a little wooden model of the airplane that we'd painted up in Virgin colors that we like very reluctantly gave him as a gift, because we'd put so much energy into building this one little handmade model. And he looked at us and he said, "Well, this is brilliant. Like, I love what you're doing, but like, I'm already like up to here with Virgin Galactic, and I can't do two of these things." And we said, "Well, that's okay. We're not asking you to invest in the company. We're asking if when the airplane is delivered, whether you'd like to have the first view with a Virgin logo on the tail." And I said, "Look, if you're willing to raise your hand as an early customer, I'll go get all the capital I need somewhere else." And it turned out that was the angle that worked. And we agreed to do a little bit of manufacturing and test work with Virgin Galactic, and that helped sort of align interests over there. And then it was literally the day before demo day that we got the email from Virgin that said, "Okay, we're in, and you can announce it." And we went from, in that moment, we went from what I felt could be the biggest losers of demo day, where it's like these yahoos think they can build supersonic jets and nobody even wants them, to this baby little startup just signed a $2 billion deal at Virgin.